currently in London St. Pancras. I used to say pancreas, and I'm now saying pancreas, so bear with me. I'm on this new journey of pronouncing it correctly. But it's currently like 9 p.m. something, waiting for my train, and basically I've got my book, I'm ready to go. I had a good day. I literally went to see my friends. I went for a little dinner, a little chinwag. It was really nice. And what you're going to do is you're going to spend the next 24 hours with me, and you're going to see how it goes, and if it goes well, there'll be another one. But I hope you have a good time. But I'm really tired. Today was kind of crazy. I was just kind of walking around. I had boots on, and the boots were killing me. I had to change my trainers. If you saw my trainers, like, I think you've seen them in a little montage. They're so dirty, they're so crusty. Everybody knows my trainers are so, like, crusty, dusty. I need to buy a new pair. When my next paycheck comes in, I will probably be getting a new pair. I deserve it. I deserve the world, so. How are you guys? How are you all? It's getting really cold. It's getting so cold. My arm's getting so tired from resting, but from holding this. But I thought it was going to be really cold today. It's not. I'm wearing a jumper that is like kind of scratchy, but scratchy in a good way, where it like hits the spot. It makes me feel so comfortable in my skin, because I'm a person who likes layers, who doesn't really like their skin out as much. Like, if I could wear a turtleneck, tights, and I don't know, just a full-on onesie all the time, I probably would. You wouldn't catch me in a short skirt, I'll tell you that, but I don't know where this went. Oh my god, is that my train? I actually cannot afford to miss my train. But yeah, come with me. Come with me. Come with me. See, there's life to... No, I'm not doing that. But, no, this is the beginning of the video, guys, so... Yeah. It feels very much like, because it's winter, it feels so much like Polar Express, you know, very, because, you know what I like to listen to? I like to listen to fire crackling background noises on iPhone. You know, when they give you like the background noises, they give you white noise, brown noise, ocean, lake, whatever. I love the fire crackling, and I'm just so in like solitude right now, because I'm currently reading Frankenstein right now, and by Mary Shelley, because the new Guillermo del Toro film is coming out. So I was just like, let me read Mary Shelley's actual original, and then like prepping me for the Frankenstein of Guillermo del Toro. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, I butchered it, of course, but I'm just really, really enjoying that nobody's on the train. But in my head, am I on the wrong train? So I'm on the wrong train. I don't think I'm on the wrong train. I really hope I'm not, but I'm gonna really enjoy my train. I'm tired. actually had the worst excruciating headache. Like, I've got it right now. And you know when it's like so excruciating, it's to the point where like, are you even in control of your body? Because every time I took a step, I can feel it pounding and just gyrating in my head, in my mental space, in my capacity. And I just thought, what higher power, terror, thought, you know what's crazy? Let's put a headache on Chelsea and make her not forget about it. But yeah, like, that's my story. I have a headache and it's killing me. I've taken some medication. Hope that kicks in the next 2 seconds. Because if it doesn't, yeah, I actually don't know what I'll do. Because it's taken over my life. But side note, anyone seen the Tom Ford show? It's invaded my mind, my soul, everything. I can't stop thinking about it. It's literally 24/7 on my mind. Like, I have no capacity anymore because that's the only thing I think about. Like, you know when you like the first looks of the show, oh, I just loved it. Like the Matrix, sort of Charlie's Angels, just it was like someone said it's a vampire / Matrix wet dream, and I just thought, yeah, like when they slowly turned and looked forward, but you can see because of the wigs, and then the coats. The coats were like in this cool bubble fabric, and they turned, and then they kind of just walked, and then dispersed. And people were saying, "Oh, the music is so annoying." I fucked with it. I really loved the music. The way it goes, and then it goes quick and quick. And I was like, if you did not like the music, I just don't think you understood the assignment. Yeah. And then towards midway of the show, there's these 3 gorgeous black women, and they went through like pantsuits in different colors. I think pink, yellow, blue. God, if I can't remember, it's really cool. But what I was seeing was someone was saying, "Why don't you put black women in wigs? They deserve wigs. They need to wear wigs like everybody else. Why don't you do it like them? If you're not treating them the same." And I'm just like, Queen, I understand you're trying to be an ally, but wigs and everything is quite westernized. These are Sudanese women. Gorgeous, tall, their beauty standards are not the same as in the West. Do you know what I mean? Like, and some models prefer no wig, and I don't think they needed a wig. I understood what she was trying to do, but not her partner. But right now I am literally going on my 10k walk because I need to get back on it. So I'm going with my sister. Might be the best. This is a chorizo pesto panini. I don't know, but like, look at that. Look at that.
Can I order another drink, please? Yeah. Sorry, can I have a decaf cappuccino with oat milk and chocolate on? Thank you.
That's how I feel when I eat it. That's how I feel. That's so deep. You're so into it. You're so... So I've just finished reading Frankenstein and by Mary Shelley, and I really, really liked it because I got the whole Frankenstein story wrong. Because, like, to be fair, I did not really know much about it. You know when you just hear it through word of mouth? So, I honestly thought Frankenstein was the... I know this is like a common misconception, but I always thought Frankenstein was the creature and Victor was the doctor. But it's Victor Frankenstein, and no, I'm slow. But reading it, and I also thought that the creature was this horrible... evil creature, which he is evil, but the actual story is you sort of have sympathy for the creature and you sort of understand why he's done these evil things like murder and just blatantly hurt Victor. And when you're reading it, you're just like, Victor is a deadbeat dad, semi-narcissist, because he just creates this ugly creature, sorry, but that's what it's described as, this ugly creature, and just kind of left him, like deserted him for 2 years. And when the creature now goes after his family, he's shocked. Honestly, I was reading it and I thought, yeah, fair play, he should have done that. He should have gone for his whole family. Because you make a creature and you're like, oh my god, it's so ugly, go away. And I think it's just sort of an analogy of like negligence of parenthood. You don't like your kid, so you just kind of leave it. And it's just sort of abuse of the relationship. And then towards the end, there's like, they're sort of going tit for tat, revenge after revenge. And then when Victor is sort of recounting his whole life story to Walton, it's just like, no, you sucked. You went on this whole obsession of wanting to do this great enterprise, and then when you finally did it, you're like, oh no, I don't really like you. I think, honestly, I completely understand the creature, and I think that's the whole point of the book. I hope so. I haven't actually done deep dive onto like all the meanings and understandings. I usually do that for a book. After I read a book, I watch YouTube essays about what the book meant and stuff like that, and like, you know, book talkers and booktubers. But I actually really liked it. Mary Shelley's she's such a good descriptor. Because I was reading it and I was saying, when was this written? Because it was during the Romantic period, and during the Romantic period there was loads of landscape paintings, and so when she's setting the scene, it's so descriptive, and you genuinely can imagine where, let's say, it's been taking place. Like, it's done so well. I think the writing was I was so immersed in it, because sometimes I think when someone's talking about a scene or describing how it looks, sometimes I feel they can drone on a bit. But with Mary Shelley, it was so immersive where I was hook, line and sinker. I was in there. I was in the ice with Victor. I was in Geneva. I felt it. It was so good. And it was around 224 pages. I read it really slowly, to be fair. But towards the end, I was like eating up. And the way because I was reading it and I'm thinking, Walton, do you have a crush on Frankenstein? But no, because of the period of being like a romantic, in the Romantic period, novelist and the sort of literature that was written, the feelings of the characters was like hyperbolic passion. So if you're reading now, you'd be thinking, You love her down, like you love him so bad. Like, am I gonna get a relationship with Walton and Victor? But no. It's just the way it was written. They're so in touch with their feelings, and it was just really nice to read. But not really fucking with the whole Elizabeth and Victor situation. That wasn't really my cup of tea. Because Elizabeth was adopted when she was younger, but he called her his cousin. But they were like betrothed since the day he saw her. He was like, that's gonna be my babe. That's my wife. Not too much on Lizzie. But I just kept was like, cousin, like, oh, I'm going to marry my dear cousin. Let's not. I know you're not related, but like, I just don't really fuck with the whole crossing over the line of Elizabeth being cousins. Because for me, incest isn't cool. Sorry, broke the news. And every time he just dropped the word cousin, I was just like, no. But he loved her down. He was so down bad for her. He wanted her bad. Every time he described her, it was like him having a wet dream. That's how it felt. But yeah, no, Victor did take L after L. All his brethren were literally dying like flies. When they killed Paul William, I just thought, the child, really, creature? I know it's supposed to feel bad, but I think the writing was done so well when it went from everyone thinking it was Justine, and then we did the whole recounting, and I was just like, no, because there's a point in the book where you go through the creature's life of the past 2 years when Victor, his creator, deserted him, and when I can't remember what it exactly said, but he was just talking about how he was looking in on this family, and he was so obsessed with like them, for them to like him and just truly love him, like he's been loving their family. But as soon as they see him, because he went to see the father of the family that he was watching, the DeLacy's, and the DeLacy's, the father of the DeLacy family, he was blind, and he was just like, oh, you sound like a really nice guy, like you sound so forthcoming and everything. And then when his kids see him, they're like, oh my gosh, terror. And the creature is just crying and weeping, and you're just like, oh. It's just like, no. But he didn't kill anyone, the DeLacy's. The DeLacy's just left. I really hope it's DeLacy. Or should it not be DeLacy? But all in all, I think it was great. I honestly think that it was great, because I was reading this because Frankenstein, I've already said this in the freaking vlog, but the new Frankenstein's coming out, and I was just thinking, let me do some reading prior so I can critique well when I watch it. But I'm going into this because I'm excited. I love Oscar Isaac. And Guillermo del Toro, are you crazy? I'm gonna be there. But now I'm gonna eat my oranges, and I think I'm gonna watch some Netflix. Yeah. So I'm literally about to go to bed, but like I'm done with my day. I'm so done. But I just wanted to come in and mention I'm going to, because I've finished Frankenstein, and I gave you like sort of quick tidbit of what I thought. But I'm now gonna read Severance by Ling Ma. So Ling Ma. I don't know. I literally heard someone said that to get back into reading again, read Severance. It's like a book that you can't put down. And I've only heard good things about it, so I was just like, why not? Why should I? Like, why not? So that's what I'm gonna do. But this is me like signing off, if that's what people do. I don't even like to read the blurb of things, because it even gives too much away. I kind of just go into it. Is that crazy? I think so. But anyway, I'm gonna love and leave you. Good night.